Hey everybody, it's Tim back with you today, Sunday, February 8th, 2026. Just getting on here to talk about a few things. Talk about the world that we're living in and, things that going on in my little world. First off, man, I told you yesterday in one of my videos about Lindsey Vaughn. Girl, I feel for you. I do, but trying to ski normally, let alone on one of those crazy downhill runs that you do. I can't do that with a ruptured ACL. I know you think you can, but trust me, those doctors know what they're talking about, and you just laughed at him. On social media, he posted the LOL. Man, that's just karma coming back to smack you in the face. Now your career's probably over. Now you probably may not ever be able to ski like you once did before. Why? For what? For a good story, for a comeback, to prove something to somebody. You don't have to do that. You were already famous and everybody loved you. And what more do you, when you keep wanting more and more and more, it's called vanity and pride. And that all comes before the fall. And I pray for a speedy recovery for you. Hope everything goes great. Hope you heal up real quick and, be all right. Be all right. All right, all right, all right. I was just thinking, today about different things, but, all this snow is probably going to melt off tomorrow, hopefully, with the nice, warm weather we got coming in. Be able to get out and do a few things and, I despise winter. I despise it. With everything in me, I despise it. There's nothing about it that's good. Nothing. All it does is increases my depression and my sadness and my grief and all that good stuff. But the sunshine, man, boy, it keeps me up and going. And, it just really helps me. It really does. It helps me. And, I believe everybody should spend at least an hour outside every day that the sun is shining. You'll get your vitamin D and you'll get that energy that the sun gives you, and maybe even get a good tan out of the situation. I know I always do, but the USA still won a gold medal with that one girl from Wyoming, Breezy Johnson. Breezy Johnson, my gosh. That girl can ski now, let me tell you what. She was flying down through there. She hit all those turns right. She was just blowing like the breeze. Breezy was a breezing. Oh yeah, she brought home the gold. Breezy did. Breezy, Breezy, Breezy. I love that name. Breezy Johnson. Breezy Johnson. That's a cool ring to it. Cool, 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 cool. Cool ring. But let's see what else. That Savannah Guthrie thing, boy, I think it just keeps on dragging out. Apparently they got another letter. I don't know. I think if I was the FBI or the police or whoever is handling that case, I'd just waterboard the hell out of that old boy that's the brother-in-law. Get everything done and over with. You know, I don't know. I mean, if he did it and you waterboard him, he'll probably give it up. If he didn't do it and you waterboard him, I won't say anything, so go ahead and waterboard him. You know, torture him. Get something done. Get this case moving. I don't want these are meds. And, you know, if it is some family member and they're giving her meds, I guess that's good. But you know, let's see what. Oh, we got that Super Bowl thing going on tonight. That Beater Bunny or whatever, Blaster Bunny or whoever he is. I think his name is like Blaster Bunny. Whatever. Weird. People can't even come up with good stage names anymore. I heard he sucks anyway, so you know, I mean, I'm not gonna watch Super Bowl anyway. I don't like either one of the teams. I like Drake May, so I kind of hope he wins Super Bowl, but I don't like that old redheaded feller on the other side at Seattle. Just don't care much for redheaded people in general, I guess. I don't hate them. I just looking at them just pisses me off. You know, it just pisses me off to look at them. I'd say 100% of redheaded guys and probably 50% of redheaded girls. When I look at them, I just get fucking pissed. I just want to push them down in a mud hole, and you know, I don't want to hurt them. I just want to. I don't know. Embarrass them, maybe. I don't know. Just don't like them. Just don't like redheads. I am an anti-redhead, anti-redite. Yes. I don't know. Fools. I don't know. I guess maybe we should just. I don't know. Maybe I'm just. I don't know why. I mean, I got family that has red hair, and they're just. And I love them, but I still. There's something about them that makes me irritated. I just want to push them in the mud. I don't know. I'm stupid. But anyway, why don't y'all just, what else is going on? I don't I don't know what. I don't know what else. What's going on? Oh, I guess the Super Bowl's supposed to be something really special, but I just don't. I just don't care much for it. If there's not a team in it that I don't like, I mean, you know, UK won again last night. Basketball, they beat Tennessee. Came from 14 points down at the half. Take the win. You know, that's good. They're in sole possession of second place in the SEC now. That's good. If they went to the tournament today, they'd get a bye. So we're happy about that. You know, and we're playing without those two fools that took all that money, and we got through with the NIL transfers, and they haven't done crap. I wouldn't even play them again if I was Mark Pope. Even if they said they wanted to and they were healthy, I wouldn't. I'd say you made your bed, now lay in it. We don't need you. We got this far without you. We're going on without you. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. My boys, they had their chance. They had their chance, and they blew it. A couple of young, foolish young men that don't realize the potential that they have and launder it after they get a few bucks. And poor, those are the type of poor fellows that you see 5-10 years down the road, if they make it that far, if they don't find them OD'd in a ditch or down a dark alley somewhere, you'll see them all strung out, living out of a cheap motel or, living in a tent city somewhere, done having blown through all that money. It's a shame. It's a shame. All that talent, wasting it. But it takes all kinds to make this world go round. Just wish people could see, before it's all gone, they could understand that they've got a leg up on most people in this country. You get $2 million to play college basketball, $2 million every year. $1 million, a lot of money. A lot of money. But I digress on that. I could talk to him blue in the face about the sports. I think the sports was a lot better off without the NIL, and I think they're seeing that now. I wish there was a way they could either cut it loose or revamp it, to where you only get paid if you play. If you sit on the bench faking an injury, like our boys have, you don't get paid. I don't care if it's real or fake injury, you don't get paid. That's for the pros, that ain't for college. Revamp it. I think they should also put some GPA clause in there where you have to, in order to get NIL money, you have to have at least like very maintainable, like a 3.0 GPA or something like that. No way, maybe these boys would have something to fall back on if they don't make it to the pros, which most of them won't, A lot of them won't. So this will be their time to get paid and earn a degree as a backup. It's probably, they will think of it as a backup, but it's really going to be their primary, because that's probably what they'll end up doing. But I digress on that. What else can we talk about? I saw a video last night about it was an interview Tucker Carlson was doing about I can't remember the name of the fellow he was interviewing, but this guy has firsthand knowledge of a lot of historical things and historical documents. He was talking about all the different cars that had been invented over the years that ran on different fuel systems, and how each and every one of them, the people had disappeared. Something happened to them, and the invention just kind of went away. The buzz around it, he said they even changed. They put in a law where if you invented something and it would affect an industry by 20% or more, then it was automatically top secret and classified before it even gets built or implemented into mainstream. It's as soon as the patent comes through, proved, it comes through as classified, top secret. But he was talking about a car. That one guy had done something. Just something in the carburetor. It's when the cars were still carbureted. Did something with the carburetor. Fiddled with it. Rigged it up somehow. A carbureted car. It was getting like 250 miles a gallon. 250 miles a gallon. 250 miles a gallon. Yeah, crazy. My boy ended up disappearing. And there was another one that had somehow he had took his exhaust and piped it back into the system somehow. It was running and was recycling the fumes, and it's just like a continuous loop. And he was getting like 300 miles a gallon, on gas. Then there was another guy that it was in the 90s. He invented a car that would run on regular tap water. It didn't have to be purified water or anything. And it would burn. It would somehow separate the hydrogen and the oxygen, and it would run on both, I guess, because both are explosive materials. I mean, if you separate them, oxygen's very flammable. Hydrogen is extremely flammable. Just think about the hydrogen bomb. So it'd be almost like a nuclear, in a way, a semi-nuclear powered car. But anyway, this dude, he was getting, on that car alone, they was getting like, I mean, and this is on water. A gallon of water would last like, can't remember what they said, but it was crazy. Like, I'm thinking it was like 1,200 to 1,500 miles on a gallon of water. What you kind of think is it was separating the oxygen and the hydrogen. So I don't know how it worked. It was just, they were just talking in layman's terms. But all these people, the last one there, he was out eating dinner with it was him and his brother and some investors, and all of a sudden he got really sick, and he jumped up and ran outside and started throwing up, and it was nothing but blood. And his brother was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" He told his brother, he said, "They poisoned me. They got me. They poisoned me." And that was his last words, and he died. Medical examiner said classified it as like an aneurysm or heart attack or something. But whatever it was absurd. It was obvious that he'd been taken out. But yeah, you don't want to mess with big ol'. And then they was also talking about the direct energy weapons that we used when we went into Venezuela and captured that leader, and how they all of the direct energy weapons was a big thing of what Nikola Tesla was working on when he supposedly passed, probably taken out. It was being funded by J.P. Morgan, and for the free energy system. And I guess he didn't really understand, and J.P. Morgan didn't really understand what Nikola Tesla meant. They were at a meeting, and he only needed just a little bit more money to get the free energy system, out to the public. And he showed him how it all worked. And J.P. Morgan was like, "Oh man, that's awesome, that's brilliant, but where do you put the meter? Where do you put the meter to see how much energy the consumer is using?" And Nikola Tesla just looked at him like, "This is a free energy system. People don't pay for it. It would be free for everyone." So Nikola Tesla, or J.P. Morgan, he pulled his funding from Nikola Tesla and then started giving all those investment dollars to Thomas Edison, who was a smooth talker, smooth businessman, but not nearly as talented and as intelligent as Nikola Tesla was. But Nikola Tesla was just a raw inventor that was a super genius. Edison was extremely smart and invented a lot of things, but he rode off the backs of other people and just kind of fine-tuned what others had been working on. And he was so suave with his business acumen and presence that, that's why he was so successful. So successful. Get this. So when Nikola Tesla died, when he passed, in 24 hours, the FBI, or one of those three-letter organizations, went into Nikola Tesla's offices and and confiscated all of his papers and all of his information and took them to MIT and gave them to none other than John Trump, Donald Trump's great uncle or uncle. And, he was a brilliant, brilliant scientist in his own right, MIT. But they say that he worked off the back of the Tesla and worked for the military, and he's the one that developed a lot of these direct energy weapons. It's just like, you pull the trigger and you got this invisible force of whatever, energy, some sort of energy, whether it be wind or molecular or electric or whatever, it's, but they said all of them was non-lethal. They didn't kill anybody. So I'm guessing that it was some sort of wind, like a percussion, really strong percussion type force that they used, that they've invented, and that they used for that mission. But I digress on that. I ain't gonna talk about that much. It's very, it's kind of crazy how all these people tie in together, and when you even really start looking into it, they're all just they're all in it together. It seems like all the elites. Then you got these outsiders that come up with these genius ideas, and they get steamrolled by the elites. They do all that work, and then in the end, they end up with nothing. And it's just really sad. It's a sad, sad thing. But it is what it is. It's life. It's life. So let's see, what else can I talk about? Can't really think of anything. We talked last night about the death of the Brad Arnold, the Three Doors Down guy. I hate that. Can't really think of all the kids down here. They've been off school for 2 weeks. I think they're all going back to school this week, starting tomorrow. So it'd be like going back spring break or whatever. Be tough on them for a couple days. Yeah, it'll make them tough. I'm ready for real life, but lips are chapped. I don't know. I'm just an old sodbuster. Old sodbuster from Kentucky. Trying to make sense out of life, trying to just trying to make my way, and trying to be a good person and not cause too much trouble, and uh, I love God, and I love my family, and I've been I'm mortally wounded by the passing of my son, Luke, and, I don't expect I'll ever be okay again. Be really okay. I don't think my mind can ever be whole again. I think I lost something when I lost him. I think I lost um I think I lost some some type of filter. I don't know, some type of mechanism or device in my brain, in my mind, that kind of kept me. I don't want to say politically correct because I've never been politically correct, but it kind of, I think it just took out I think when he died, it just took out my give a fuck. Whatever it is in your mind, that your brain, that makes you actually give a fuck about what other people think or do, or what you say, or what comes out of your mouth, or how you come off to people, or you know uh, hold you back from doing certain things, and you know makes you scared to do something because you're afraid it might hurt you or kill you. Well, that's just gone with me. That whole thing's just gone. I don't care. I have no filter anymore. I'll tell anybody to anybody's face what I'm thinking right then and there, and there's nothing I won't do or nothing I won't say, and I'm not scared of dying. Boy, when you're not scared of dying, boy, can you live. Boy, can you live. You know, because if something was to go wrong, and I did die, or was killed in some sort of accident or whatnot, I'll be home with God and my son, my dad, my uncles, my cousins, uh, Heavenly Father. You know, boy, I heard another guy on here last night talking about how the whole world, or a majority of the people in the world, are talking and feeling this pull towards home, heaven, a home they don't know, but they're longing to be with Jesus in heaven. They're just so homesick. They're just so tired of all this down here. They just want to be home with Jesus and God, and the Heavenly Father, and all those that have gone on before us. They just want to. Everybody just wants to go home. They're just tired. They're exhausted. They're worn out. It's, at least I know I'm not alone in that. Even before Luke, left this whole world, I was feeling that pull. I had been homesick for heaven for quite a few years now. I've never felt like I fit in this world anyway. Never felt like I belonged here. Sometimes I think maybe I got misplaced or something, or I don't know. Got switched. Something switched, and I ended up somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. If that makes any sense. Maybe I got when I little or something. I don't know, got hit by bolt lightning or something. It blew me into a parallel universe or something. What's somewhat similar to the one that I'm supposed to be in. You know, maybe I'm on an alternate timeline of some sort or something. I don't know. I don't know, but you know, I just know I don't feel right. Don't feel right. Don't feel right. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. I don't feel things just don't feel right. Me now. They never have really, but now it's really, really, really strong. Over the past year since Luke passed, it's been really, 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 really strong. Really, 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 really uncomfortable and really, really, really don't give a fuck about talking about it or hiding it or saying what I mean or what I feel or what I believe. You know, I guess his leaving has really changed me. Changed me dramatically. You know, for I think it's for better. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a. I know I've got a. I know I've got a. Actually, human. Humanly, it's coming from the human side of me, not from my spiritual side. An anger and a darkness. It's just so burning. It's just like it's burning so hot, and there's like no release for it. It's like hard to explain, but it makes me wanna, which I would never do, but it makes me just wanna destroy. It just wants me to. It's I don't know. I'm sure every parent that's lost a child feels this, has this darkness. And, you know, I always call it my shadow twin. It's down in there, you know, and everybody has that. Everybody has that. Even the best of us think you don't, but you're put in a situation in that your little twin shadow buddy will take over, and before you know it, you've done some things that you never thought you'd do before. In the name of good, of course, you know. Uh, but I think it's a survival mechanism that's built in. Some people just have no clue that they have it until it's too late. And there's others of us that have have met had a couple, three small meets and greets with this person. This this alternate you with with no no without worries about consequences or repercussions for what they do, because it is in you. It literally is a piece of you, but it only goes up in the worst of situations. And those of us that know it's there, know its capabilities, and understand understand the amount of chaos and destruction this could cause should it ever find its way to the surface. We fight hard to keep it at bay, keep it buried. And if you're anything like me, it's pretty easy to keep it slumbering, to keep it where it needs to stay until the day that it doesn't need to sleep any longer. And, I guess I've been thinking about that more here lately. Because I don't know what we're headed for. I don't know what's going on in the world. It's I don't know. I just feel I'm just homesick. I'm homesick for heaven. And that's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. Where I want to go. I want to go home. I want to see my dad. I want to see my Heavenly Father. I want to see my son. I want to see my grandparents. I want to go see all my uncles. I want to go see my cousin, my friends that have passed. I just want to go. I just want to go. I'm ready. Like I said, I'd never do it intentionally. I'd never do that. Never cause it to happen. But if it happened, then yeah, that would be okay. It would be okay. I wouldn't want anybody to worry, because I'll be okay. So, anyways, 45 minutes. I think I'm gonna jump off here. That went a little bit longer than what I thought I would. But, each and every one of you take care of yourselves and know that I'm sending love your way. And, I ask that y'all be careful and tell your kids you love them. Tell your parents you love them. Tell the people that you love them. But you may not have another chance. All right, peace out, people. Love you.